In this week's episode, I make my triumphant and long-awaited return to Disneyland. I've been away far too long, and now I'm back. I've got a lot to say about my first foray into Black Spire Outpost, as well as my thoughts on the local cuisine. Was Galaxy's Edge everything I'd hoped it would be, or has Bob Chapek forever ruined it for me? Also, Avengers Journey into the Void, Tomorrowland Fastpass Facelift, Skyliner Scares, and more on this homecoming episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. I'm Anthony.
I'm Diggs.
Welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Star Wars, Disney, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the MousePIRE Podcast.
What's going on? Uh-oh.
The apprentice lives.
What is this?
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Bring out me hardly show up.
You never had a friend like me.
Some imagination, huh?
Made you look.
Yeah, I'm back.
You're in New York?
No.
Oh, I thought you switched places with Howard Stern
Oh, ew, why would I do that?
because he's in L.A. this week.
Oh,
That's
I see.
why.
I
That's
see.
why. Yeah.
I see. No, I'm back to Disneyland.
Yes, we went. When we go Friday?
Yes, Friday.
See, I already forgot.
I already forgot. It wasn't that important. No, yes, I unbeknownst to the casual listener, I've been
On hiatus.
I've been false. I've been being tricksy and false. That
Yes.
I've been doing a Disneyland parks, Disney Parks podcast when I haven't had access to any Disney parks. I even told him, I was like, I don't feel right being on this podcast. I don't feel like I have anything to contribute. Remember I told you that?
Yes, I do remember that.
And because I haven't been to the park since February.
Can I just mention a comment that Bubba said to me?
Okay.
Why is Anthony not in the parks, and why is he on a podcast doing a Disneyland podcast that he not in the parks? I'm like, well,
Because I'm the only one that still pays attention.
well, besides that, I'm like, well, because he doesn't have a pass right now.
Yeah, there's that.
That would be
yeah.
probably be the big thing.
Yeah, the person that could have taken my place didn't know how to pay attention. So that's the short answer. Yes, I didn't have a pass for some time. Just circumstances of immense proportions. But I'm back in the Galaxy's Edge groove.
Yes.
With my first trip to Galaxy's Edge.
He grooved his way inside.
I did groove my way in the back door.
Whoa.
Whoa. No, hey.
With no lube.
Going in the back door was his suggestion, because I guess that's how he likes to do it. So,
you know what they say, you got nothing to lose.
But yeah, so I don't know. Do we have anything else to talk about before we get to
No, that's the
Galaxy's
very
Edge,
first thing is you.
All right,
okay,
so
let me just tell you on the list right here. It says, return to the parks. That's where we're starting.
Okay, so yeah, I've returned to the parks. First thing I noticed was walls.
More walls.
Actually, the first thing I noticed was it was my first time seeing the new security permanent, quote unquote, permanent security checkpoint.
Right.
It's still not as permanent as, say, Universal, but it's closer. Security is still seems I don't know. I mean, I didn't have any problems with them going through, but it's early and I didn't have a backpack. So if I'd have had a backpack, I'm gonna have to test them at some point with a backpack. But I was only gonna be there for a couple hours, so I knew I didn't need my sunglasses. I didn't need water. I knew I would be getting sustenance in the park. So
and boy, did he!
Yes. So I thought it'd be fine, but that will be a test for later. To see if the security is still as shitty as I remember. I have no doubt, though. Yes, but then we got into the parks and down in the hub, there was walls.
Yes.
Walls galore over there by...
the French fries?
Yes, by the French fries. I was under the impression the French fries had already been eaten, but there was still some there.
Stuff left over.
There's some leftovers. They must be some of those burnt ones, like at the bottom of a In-N-Out container. So basically, he had suggested that we go in through the Resistance side of Galaxy's Edge, which is, of course, there through Critter Country. So, of course, we walked over. We walked this way. Through Critter, through New Orleans and Critter and all that, and went in that way. It was I liked it going in that way. It was nice and a lot of trees and coolness. And hey, did you know that they have trash cans that are themed to the land over there?
I should have took a picture.
I did take a picture.
I know you did.
They have first thing I come across that really let me know. Besides the music, kind of ambient music over in that area. Was of course the trash can, and then we turn the corner and then we start seeing what we assume at some point will be a more busy area because once the Rise of the Resistance attraction opens, but for now that whole area is basically a ghost town. There is a little merchandise stand, which is basically the first civilization you come to.
Yeah.
After you first see the X-wing that's over there, where you first get your idea that it's cool Star Wars-y feeling, but then you get your merchandise stand, where we ran into your buddy
Vince.
Yes. Who's been mentioned. Now I know what he looks like. He doesn't look like he's from Batuu.
No, I forgot the backstory on him, and I'll let you know later how he got to Batuu.
Okay, yeah. I mean, most people there are probably immigrants,
right?
So
there's no walls over there.
There's no walls over there. So the merchandise had some cool stuff. I like they have some cool plastic X-wing helmets that are really nicely detailed. For not too much, not as much as some of the ones they sell in the stores, that's for sure. And so I'm definitely going to want that later. They had some other cool stuff.
Let me give you a little point, a little hint, or a little... I can't think of the word. If you guys want one of those helmets and it doesn't fit you, Vince actually posted about this kid who wanted one of those helmets, but he was upset because it didn't fit him. So... Vince said, let me show you this. And he grabbed the display helmet to show him that if you take the insides out, it will fit your head. Anthony's probably not, but just saying, if your kid wants one and doesn't fit your head, take the insides out and it'll fit your head. Same thing. There was an adult too who wanted it, and he showed the adult the same thing. So keep that in mind if you want one of those helmets and it doesn't fit you at first.
Yeah, it has one of those plastic like rings that you adjust for your head. It reminds me of toy hard hats.
I remember the firefighting hat.
Oh, the old firefighting. But you know what I actually first remember them from is when they used to give out the batting helmets at Dodger Stadium.
Right.
They had that same adjustable thing inside, which you could definitely, you could always just rip it out because it was only being held by like 4 little plastic nubs. So it's the same situation. You can just take it out, like you said. So then we got out to the marketplace, which I saw the Dianaga there at the bathrooms. And so we just started browsing amongst the shops. Now, by this time, it was dark already, so I definitely need to get back over there, hopefully this weekend, and check out Galaxy's Edge more in the light. and get some more pictures in the light. But it was really cool seeing it first in the dark. It gives it a nice little more of a you definitely get when you go into particularly obviously Black Spire Outpost in the dark. He will tell you that I didn't know where I was. It was the first time ever in any Disney park that I mean, even when I went to Florida and I was in at the time MGM Studios, I had a map and I basically knew where I was, and I knew that it basically went in a circle. But there was actually points when I'm like, well, I don't know where we're going. And you don't get any sense of anything else around you. You can't hear, I didn't once hear the train. I don't know if it was already done running by that point.
No.
Mark Twain wasn't at all. I didn't hear any of that. You get totally, felt totally closed off there in the dark, and only with the buildings around me and stuff.
And even though Anthony knew where the entrances were, he still didn't know where they were when he was inside.
Right. And then we were even right across from an entrance. I said, "What's through there?" And you said, "Out."
I said Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain. I'm like, "Oh, that's the exit closest to Fantasyland." He's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even realize." Just because I'd only seen maps and stuff like that, and you don't really get an exact. I didn't know that the first order shuttle was literally right next to the entrance, and so didn't have. There was a lot of places where I was like, well, I have no idea where I am, and I have no sense of scale at all. In fact, we went down those steps that we've seen in the promos on TV and stuff, and then I said later on, I was like, where's those steps? And we had already went down them when you were showing me where Savi's was. It was the same steps.
Right.
We had already went down them. And then later on, I'm like, where's those steps that you see in the commercial? Which I had already went down. So, like I said, in the dark, it was really nice because it actually gave me a sense of being in a brand new place, which is what you want from, someplace like that. Is once you go in the daytime, you'll probably be able to catch glimpses of the parking structure and, Matterhorn. I don't know. Have you ever noted whether you can see stuff like Matterhorn or the top of Big Thunder Mountain and stuff from inside?
From inside, no. You can only see Big Thunder Mountain when you're in line for Smuggler's Run.
Okay, because you go up to that top level.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really nice to note the isolation that you feel in there and the total closed offness. I mean, you hear a lot of people complain about, well, it doesn't feel like, ooh, that's cool. It's like those old 1970s blacklight posters. Yeah. I've been hearing, I've heard, so many people complain about, well, it doesn't feel very blah, blah, blah. I can't really get into it. I'm like, what? It's 100% these people just complain just because it's it should have been to the original trilogy. Worst theme park expansion ever.
Yeah.
But, those people are just, I felt a total sense of excitement and euphoria the whole time going in there. And I was just really, really excited that I wish that it was complete. And then, still at the same in back of my head is the what could have been, what it should be. There was an article that I saw on going around Twitter about what could have been. It was basically questioning whether Galaxy's Edge could have been better, and it was citing a lot of things that should have been. Not necessarily because of things that we've heard, but they're just saying things that should have been as far as, the promise of more entertainment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that when you walk around, and I did note after I read the article that I do remember there's a lot of platforms and stuff up high that just seem to be there for nothing.
Well, sometimes the stormtroopers are up there.
Right, but that's not what they were built for. It was in the designs, and somehow it just kind of fell through stupid Chopex, getting the cut. They were like, well, you cut all the entertainment, but you didn't cut the places where the entertainment was going to happen. Because then they point out that there was a lot of elaborate during the openings, the first couple days or the first days of Galaxy's Edge being open. They did have a couple little skits that they did with Rey and Chewbacca, or Vi and Chewbacca or something, and being chased or something like that, and things were going on up above, and it was one of those things that that was probably in an actual script that they had for a show that's supposed to go on every day, but they used it for the opening and that was it.
Okay, I get it.
So it's like, obviously you can see walking around that there's meant for so much more. We heard you could hear grumbling off in the bushes that we don't know what the hell it's supposed to be. I assume just creatures that live in the forest outside of Black Spire, but then it just that could be a dewback. That could have been the dewback ride that we were promised to have gotten. That was supposed to be near the entrance of Black Spire. Then in the middle, there's two big at one end of Black Spire Outpost. There's two big huge doors, and then at the other end by the First Order area, there's two big huge doors. And he made the joke about it being a parade. I'm like, well, as long as they don't fall down the stairs, because there's no real direct route, so it's obviously not for that. But obviously it was probably built. Those were probably designed in there for some reason. I can't imagine what else they would have used it for.
Phase 2,
I guess, maybe just so that they have a place to go off that way and a place to go off the other way. I mean, yeah, you would have to build in that. Presumably, but so you could see a lot of things where it's like, okay, well, that's probably for something that either didn't happen or that could it's very close to Oga's. Maybe that's where the restaurant was supposed to be, or the original cantina, or the sit-down restaurant or something that could lead to the sit-down restaurant, since it is rumored that they still might do that restaurant. So we'll see. Lots of possibilities. So we didn't get on Smuggler's Run yet, but we're going to get on that. I haven't got into the cantina, obviously. We're going to have to make reservations. I'm thinking probably wait until next month anyways. That way we can definitely have some money, because no point in getting into the cantina if you're not going to get in there and spend some money.
Yeah.
Am I under the impression they still have the 2-drink minimum, or the 2-drink maximum, and the 45-minute stay limit that... she had said she saw it mentioned that it was still that, but I'm like, I thought that was only under the old.
Well, I don't know about the time limit, because they don't tell you anything. I mean, when I went with Bubba, they didn't say, hey, you only have 45 minutes or anything like that. And then again, if it's busy in there, they're going to take forever to serve you.
Right.
So that's more on them.
And then the 2-drink maximum. Because I know a lot of people that were talking about when they were doing the other reservations before, that people were getting their 2 drinks and then they were moving to another part of the cantina to try and get around the 2-drink maximum.
That's funny.
Rule.
I don't know if they still do that.
So,
that, of course, your server is going to be telling you yes or no.
Right.
So I only got one.
So, of course, that was like I said, that's something we'll still have to check out. We did get into every single shop and get to check out. Just Doc Ondar's is amazing. The detail in there and all the decoration, everything's so amazing. And I just speechless. I almost have to go in there and look at just stand in there and just for an hour just looking at what all is in there and trying to find all the little Easter eggs. I know the Ark of the Covenant is somewhere in Galaxy's Edge. I still haven't found it yet, but it was dark, so I don't know if it's in there or if it's someplace else. Lots of other... he had made the comment about how he was excited to go with me because I would see things. I mean, I did see things, but, there will be a lot more to see in the daylight, of course, going on. And got to try out the app a little bit. That's definitely something you have to kind of have ready and want to do. But you can't really enjoy the place and try to do the app at the same time,
right,
which I found. So... I had to kind of give up on the app, but then I kind of got back to it later. But then I'll still trying to enjoy the ambiance.
And for some reason, my app wouldn't work.
Oh, yeah.
It kept saying that I needed to put my Bluetooth on or something, and I was like, it's on. I don't know. I think it's the phone.
I don't know. And then, yeah, it was trying to tell you to go on the Wi-Fi.
I don't know what was going on with it.
So, I don't know. You got your new phone now. You'll have to see how the Disney, how the data pad works with the new phone and all that. So yeah, that was pretty cool. There was a lot of the shops have a lot of cool little Easter eggs inside of them. A lot of cool things on the wall outside too. Just so much to look at. over there across from Ronto Roasters. There's that little murder room.
Yeah, it's the room that's all has a red light.
Yeah, if you guys have been to Galaxy's Edge, you guys know which room I'm talking about. That it's the murder room. So speaking of Ronto Roasters, I guess we can just get right into some Galaxy's Edge fat time.
Are you hungry? Well, they are. It's time for fat time in the parks.
Because Anthony had a lot of fat time.
I didn't have a lot of fat time, not as much as nearly as I would like to.
You had more than I did.
Oh, okay. Well,
because I didn't eat it all there.
Well, you haven't eaten anything at all there at all yet.
I had popcorn.
Oh, okay. You said you watched people eat food at Docking Bay 7.
Yes.
Which you've done twice now, or more than once.
Yes,
at least, definitely.
yes.
So we got to Ronto Roasters. Going in, I knew that was going to be the number one thing I wanted to try. I haven't heard anybody who's complained about it. Everything I've heard about the Ronto wrap has been excellent. So I knew that was going to be the first thing I was going to want to go try. Also because I knew that it was going to be a little bit cheaper item. Now, I'm just going to address the price real fast. I will say this right now. If it was $10 or under, I would get 2.
Interesting.
Because I feel like it's because you know how, I don't know if you've ever thought about how you probably wish you could get 2 corn dogs if they weren't so expensive.
If I was hungry enough, if I could eat them,
right? But they're real, a lot of breading and stuff on them. But as opposed to a regular corn dog like from Winter Schnitzel, which you could easily eat too,
right? So
basically, like I said, the Ronto wrap, I could easily probably eat 2 of them. Especially if I would, with no sides or nothing. I mean, it's not like you're eating with fries or you're not even getting chips. So you're just getting that. Like I said, if it was $9, I would get 2 of them. But as it is, it's $13. So you're talking about over $25 for 2 of them, and then there's no room for drink without it being under, because at least if it was 10 plus the drink, you get under $25. Because otherwise, if you spend more than that, you might as well be going to Blue Bayou
okay.
or something, or Cafe Orleans, or someplace that has better food. But not to say, obviously, the Ronto wrap lived up to all its expectations. It was very, very yummy. Lots of flavor in the Ronto sausage. The slaw. Which I'm not usually a fan of coleslaw. It was a very nice dry coleslaw, what I usually like on my pulled pork sandwiches. It had lots of flavor in it. My only complaint is that would be to say that the Ronto, the sausage could be bigger for the size of the pita wrap or the wrap that they give you. And in fact, I don't know why I was under the impression that they were bigger. I don't know if maybe just the original pictures that they had, they were bigger, but either way, it's still, that's probably why I feel like I could eat 2. If the sausage was bigger, I wouldn't need 2, but the sausage is no bigger than like a bun like, or no bigger around than like a bun length Nathan's. So but a little bit longer, more like a Dodger dog, but like if an all beef Dodger dog.
Right.
So, it was great. I would definitely, that is still going to be my number one thing I would want to eat over there. And I'll have it again and again and again and again. I just wish that the sausage was bigger and that they didn't cost as much. Because for what you get, we already know that everything in Galaxy's Edge is overpriced anyways. We've already established that prices have gone up and that they keep going up. So, I would be surprised. I might have to draw the line if the Ronto wrap gets up to like $15 and they don't do anything or make it bigger or something like that. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. As of now, I'll keep eating it. And I will continue to get the Maileron juice, which I ordered along with my Ronto wrap. And I just have to say that that is definitely one of the tastier drinks. Flavor-wise, it reminds me a lot of the Jungle Julep. Did you ever try the Jungle Julep?
I don't remember.
Okay. I let you try the Maileron juice. What did you think of it?
It was pretty good. It was sweet.
Yeah, it was a little too sweet. I told him it's one of those drinks Kind of like, and people who know what I'm talking about, a strong Jamaica. When you get a strong Jamaica and you need to let the ice melt some to water it down a little bit, it's kind of like that, where it would serve from being able to let it sit and water down. I didn't really have a chance to let it do that. I do like that they have the little what do you call them, cylinder ice, which do actually probably melt easier than your bigger ice, but and it kind of looks nicer. But the Maileron juice, definitely really good. That is a Aguas Frescas pineapple, simply lemonade with blueberry, white cranberry juice, lemon juice, and desert pear. So there's a whole lot. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of pineapple.
Yeah, and pineapple being the primary flavor is probably why it stood out to him for sure. It definitely stood out to me. I'm glad the cranberry juice was definitely way down there, and I didn't even taste it. So
I didn't even taste it either, and I love cranberry juice.
So yeah, definitely the pineapple is dominant. Like I said, it reminds me a little bit of the jungle julep, but I don't remember what's in that. But
I think it's a jungle.
Yeah, it's a jungle. It's a jungle out there. So yeah, the Maileron juice was really good. That's $5.49. I would rather get that again than pay. I would really love to try that blood orange slush over there at Galactic Grill. I may even eventually break down and buy it. It won't be something I'll buy multiple times because I'm not going to pay $2 extra just to get their freaking glow cube. And at seven something, that's basically, if you really think about these other drinks that are about the same size, at $5.49, and then even inside of Docking Bay 7, their drinks are about $5.49 or around that same price, $6. At 7, almost $8. You're obviously paying $2.50 for the just for the glow cube.
Right.
So, like I said, I may try it once, depending, but I may not even try it at all as long as they have the glow cube. But the Maileron juice, I would definitely get again. I would highly recommend it. It was yum. Next, probably on my list will be the Tatooine Sunset, which is Gold Peak tea, Odwalla lemonade. With melon and blueberry. So basically an Arnold Palmer with melon and blueberry. So then we went over to, after walking around doing some other stuff, we went back and to Docking Bay 7, and we tried the fried Endorian Tip Yip.
Bless you.
Thank you. Which is a crispy chicken, roasted vegetable potato mash, and herb gravy. Now, I just have to say that the flavors and everything were totally right there with this. That roasted vegetable potato mash was delicious. It actually kind of reminded me of something like from over in Harry Potter at Universal, like from the Three Broomsticks. A really good mashed potato like that. The herb gravy just went right along with it. The chicken, while good, was weird. It was just basically like a potato or like a chicken loaf, where it was just like, they took chicken and they squeezed it together into like a loaf and then they fried it, that's basically what it was. It almost, when you were breaking it up, it almost was flaky like fish because of the way it had been probably compacted. It had a really good flavor. The chicken mixed with specifically the herb gravy really had good flavor. I mean, for the price, it's $15.49. I mean, you could probably we could probably go to like Zocalo or something and get maybe a tiny bit more food, but the prices aren't really too much more. Now, if they start, like I said, if they start raising prices even more, then obviously it starts getting up and ridiculous above prices compared to the rest of the parks and stuff. So, obviously that's the big thing is that when you go to any of these places in Galaxy's Edge, it's like it becomes a matter of do you want to pay the extra few dollars for their food, which is almost kind of quote unquote gourmet, would you say? Kind of in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not necessarily the Ronto wrap, but the stuff at Docking Bay 7.
Yeah.
The way it's been designed has almost a gourmet feel to it.
They don't want it to look like regular food,
Right.
basically.
So it even comes off more fancy, probably more like something like what you would get in like Blue Bayou or like at the hotels or something like that. Less, less
Without the
like,
table service.
right? Without the table service, because I mean, it's definitely not as informal as say. Where you go to Zocalo and you just have a bunch of beans and rice and stuff thrown on your plate, and
Right.
it doesn't look as fancy. They even give it to you in a weird-looking black tray, which I'm sure people were stealing at the beginning. I was trying to imagine eating it with the original sporks, how that would have been. I couldn't imagine it. I guess it would have probably made it easier to eat the mashed potatoes, but. Like I said, overall, it was good. I don't know if I would say it was worth the price. Considering there's so much other stuff, I probably won't get that one again.
How much was it?
Soon, $15.49. It's the second. Well, it's not even the second. It's the third most expensive thing on the menu, I believe, after the kadu ribs and then the shrimp noodle salad. I would eventually maybe have it again. If it doesn't go up in price, but otherwise, at this point, we actually regretted not going to Zocalo and getting this taco plate that they have for the holidays. So that tells you all you need to know. I mean, while good, I would have rather had the taco plate for $3 less. Now, there's been much said about the blue milk.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get myself a blue milk, but I did partake of a taste of the blue milk. And while I had very low expectations, and I 100% totally expected not to like it because of it being plant-based and all that nonsense, I didn't not like it. I don't know if I would go out of my way to get one. I might be more likely to maybe try the one in the cantina that's just like a drink, but it comes with a cookie.
Ooh, I like cookies.
Yes. I don't know. Like I said, I did not like it, so there's that. And that's all I'll really say about the milk. I don't even know really how to describe it. I don't know. You said you tried it?
Yeah.
Well, you don't know how to describe it either?
No, it just doesn't taste good to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it did not taste good to me. I would taste it again. I just don't know if I would want a whole one because I would rather
I've tasted both of them.
I would rather get the Maileron juice. Is there a difference in the taste?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Which one do you think tastes better?
Probably the green.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, it was the blue that we tried. So
I think it's the different nipples.
Well, they do come from different animals.
Right.
The green, comes from apparently the Thala siren, whereas the blue comes from the Bantha. So I know she's going to want to try the green at some point, so I'll probably get to try that. And I think at some point she's going to want to do the mix as well. So
Chicka mix.
See how, exactly. We'll just have to see how that goes along the line. But Galaxy's Edge was awesome. I really enjoy being there. I can't wait to be there again. And check it out in the daylight. Have some more Ronto wraps. Have another Maileron juice. Maybe even try some other items. I know that we do want to try the kadu ribs at some point. At this point, though, there's things outside of Galaxy's Edge that I have more on my list, including pastrami fries over at DCA and maybe those tacos at Zocalo. Casa Mexicana.
Oh, I missed that place.
You know it.
And don't forget you have all the Halloween foods going on, too. There's still a lot of stuff I need to try. And hopefully I can get back to the parks to try all that stuff. It's just like, I don't know, you get to the parks and you just forget what you want to try. You're like, dang, I was going to try that thing and you forgot. So I want to try that ice cream sundae they have over at a Gibson Girl. Has sour, like a sour ice cream or something. I want to try that. So yeah, don't forget to try all the awesome Halloween stuff.
Hey, so besides the, of course, Friday was also the start of Triple Force Friday, which, depending on who you ask, was a complete bust. I'm sure some people got some of the things they wanted. The amount of stuff that they had at the parks was very, very minimum and very, very disappointing. One of the things that seems to be popular, so quote unquote popular, I guess, is of course the yet another Spirit jersey. They have a Rise of Skywalker Spirit jersey, which is kind of it's different than some of the other Spirit jerseys where it has a it's a Starfield design on it. I think one of the only other Spirit jerseys I've seen that has a design other than just a plain color is the Haunted Mansion one, which has which has half of it is has the wallpaper design. But I've seen comments about the Spirit jersey on Twitter where people said about how they absolutely hate it so much that they love it.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know what that means.
I think that they hate the Spirit jersey fad.
Right, but that they hate that they love that particular Spirit jersey.
Yeah.
So that they hate that they've been forced to finally buy a Spirit jersey because they like this one.
Yes.
Okay, I
exactly.
could get that. I could get behind that because it's almost exactly the same situation as Rebecca. I know she probably never really planned on buying a Spirit jersey, but when she saw this one, she knew that this was the one.
Now let me just say that she went back to it 3 times. You knew she really wanted it.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yes, that was great, and I didn't. I'm gonna just back it up real quick because it was basically one of the final purchases we did with the card. Was one of our first purchase inside of Galaxy's Edge. Was of course it's not really a purchase, more of a exchange. Was to exchange our Earth currency for some Spira. Or Spira, I don't know how you Spira, however you announce it, from Batu. So yes, after all these months of worrying about whether they were going to have it still around, they clearly continued to just crank them out. One of the nicest things about it is it's basically a free souvenir. All you need to have is $100 to spend, which most people are going to want to spend $100 anyways. Even if you're not going to spend $100 in Galaxy's Edge, the Spiras are good everywhere in the parks. So that was the whole point. Was that our last of our money that we had on the Spira we used for the Spirit jersey over there at Star Trader. So anybody who was worried about only being able to use it in there, or didn't we see people complaining? Well, I don't want to get that because there's not really anything I want to buy inside of there. Didn't Dan say that? Or Tim?
Know.
One of them, somebody said that, and I've heard other people say, well, I don't know, I was just going to spend $100 in there. I'm not even going to spend $5. Well, you can get it. It's basically free. All you're doing is exchanging your $100 for that, and then you can go use that on anything else. You could even save it all the way to probably and use it for Food and Wine Festival or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Festival of Fatness.
Yes, Festival of Fatness coming up. The amount of things obviously you can use it for, and you basically get a free, cool little metal souvenir. It's like one of the cheapest souvenirs you can probably get ever at Disneyland. Cool. That looks cool because it's even cheaper than making a souvenir penny.
There you go.
Because you're not paying anything.
Right.
The only thing you might end up paying at the end is if for some reason you have like $1 something left on your card. But that's not how the Disney gift card you can use all the way up until the end.
Yeah.
You can give it to them and they'll take the $1 something off. And so it's not like some gift cards where, if when you get to the end you can't use it or something like that. So like I said, it's literally the cheapest souvenir at Disneyland you can get because it's free. So,
unless you want to take a paper straw.
Yes. For that. So yeah, getting back to Triple Force Friday, mostly a disappointment. A lot of people were really upset because obviously at the same time they decided to schedule Frozen Fan Fest.
Oh my gosh.
Which we weren't really sure what it is. I thought Frozen Fan Fest was going to be the same as that Frozen thing that they did at the parks 2 years ago. What was that called? When they had all the banners up at DCA and they had the thing over in stage whatever and all that.
Yeah, I remember we talking about.
The whole Frozen thing they had, and then they had the Frozen show during Christmas. This was all during Christmas, remember?
Yeah, then they had the Frozen DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be something like that, but apparently it's just merchandise because apparently the Arendelle Aqua wasn't enough. They had to come out with all their merchandise, and not only was Frozen Fan Fest apparently at the parks, which is I think mainly where it was there and at Disney stores, but they also decided that also at all regular stores, they were going to have their Frozen rollout of toys. So a lot of people were going into Target specifically, and there was a gigantic freaking display of Frozen at the front of the store, and then they get to the back and there's like a tiny Star Wars display and hardly any Star Wars merchandise. But there's this huge freaking display of Frozen at the front of the store, and sure enough, her and I went to Target Saturday night, and big freaking Frozen display at the front of the store, and then we get to the back and they didn't have hardly anything of Star Wars. So I guess that's fine with me. I mean, Frozen shit's gonna sell well. It always does. They actually have some really nice dolls that have really good face sculpts that are the Barbies. They have the Frozen Barbies.
Did you see the big old spin one?
Yeah, I saw that one. It's not, and he's not dead.
No, not that one.
Because we were at the World of Disney store looking to see if they had any additional Star Wars Triple Force Friday stuff over there, and they didn't. And we saw this dead Sven. He's supposedly a sleeping Sven or something like that.
What goes the pillow?
He's a pillow. He's
those
sleeping.
Pillow pets.
Yeah. So it's a Sven that's a pillow pet, but his eyes are closed, so he's sleeping or dead. I don't know. Yeah. So I guess for fans of Frozen, Frozen Fan Fest and Frozen 2 merchandise release on Friday seemed to go a lot better for Frozen fans than what Triple Force Friday went for Star Wars fans. But I guess that's how it goes.
All right, so back on December 1st, I did a post saying...
Hey, Tim, he was right.
I did a post saying that beginning on December 3rd, that all Tomorrowland Attraction Fastpass will be distributed in one centralized location in front of the Tomorrowland Theater. That was sent out to all cast members, and I got that, someone said, hey, this is going to happen on this day. So I posted it, and right after that, Disney went and told their cast members, hey, never mind. It's not going to happen.
Making you look like a liar.
Right. Well, guess what?
10 months later.
It's happening.
You're finally right.
So when we were there in the parks, we were over there on our way to Star Trader, and we noticed that there was a wall in front of the Tomorrowland Theater. And Anthony said, oh, what's going on over there? I said, I don't know.
Because you had commented about how they already had people going in to watch, Path of the Jedi or whatever they have over there from the Space Mountain exit side.
Right.
Which, that means that they hadn't been doing anything with the entrance side for a while, but there was...
Well, that side was it was covered, it was done, and it was sealed off. If you went through that side or in the front, you wouldn't be able to get over to the entrance, and that was all stroller parking.
Right.
So now when we went over there was a wall up. And, I didn't know what was going on until today when I see an article talking about Disneyland's going to unveil a FastPass kiosk for the 3 Tomorrowland rides. And then Anthony said, OC Register put that out today. I had just saw it when I got here. And so this is going to be rolling out on when?
October 15th.
Okay. So basically, it's just instead of going to all the attractions, basically it's Space Mountain.
So next Tuesday, in other words, a week from today.
So Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, and Star Tours. Instead of going, to the different locations, which is just only 2, but hey, it saves that walk going to Space Mountain and get a fast pass if you don't have your Max Pass, on the phone thing, whatever. You can just go over there in front of the Tomorrowland Theater, and basically it's just going to be like a touch screen, and you're just going to, probably scan your ticket or your pass, and you get your, the ride on the pass, just like the regular fast pass. So that's going to be starting, like you said, on October 15th. And, I guess 10 months late is better than nothing, right? I don't know.
Additionally, the new machines will no longer print paper fast passes, which, of course, since the Max Pass system started, they were only basically a reminder, but they will no longer be wasting that paper. And now you will be responsible for actually remembering your shit.
Exactly.
You'll be able to return. You can view your return time, though, by looking in the app, which I assume you couldn't do before.
No, you can.
Oh, you could before, so that's not.
Yeah, because on the Max Pass, I probably even if you just got a ticket to the park, you don't have any pass, and you go on, you put your pass onto your phone on the app, and let's just say right now we have a fast pass for Space Mountain, and it's already time. If you were to turn your phone on and go to the app, it'll tell you boom, and it shows you your barcode and everything. So you head over to the ride. So I'm pretty sure if you just have a regular ticket, it'll do the same thing as long as you have your ticket into the app. It's whatever.
Now they refer to it as being a pilot program. This is obviously means that it's something that they may decide to plan on using later. We do know that there are other places where obviously there's multiple attractions either sharing fast passes already, like say Matterhorn and Small World. Share fast passes during the Christmas time, I think only, right?
No, all the time now.
Oh, all the time now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 for Small World and the rest.
Okay, I didn't know they were using it for Small World even during regular times.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have situations like that, or you have where's some other ones. Grizzly Rapids used to share
You got the
with
Star Tours and Buzz.
Well, yeah, but now that's been taken care of. So, I'm sure there's some places over at DCA. Basically, any time you have things that are close together.
You got at DCA. You have the Incredicoaster and Toy Story Mania.
Right. Those could they could even possibly add in World of Color into that, or continue to have World of Color, because this World Color is still sharing with.
World Color is just a kiosk, a little rollaway kiosk.
Oh, it's the rollaway kiosk. So
yeah.
They could combine that with another one, recombine it like with Grizzly Rapids or Racers. Could actually technically, if it becomes just a kiosk, it could actually be moved closer to. You can move the kiosk closer to Racers if you just have a digital kiosk. You don't have to have a little thing all the way the hell over where it is. I don't even think, is it even still there? Or
I'm trying to think. I don't even know.
Did it get closed too and get absorbed? Because that's right there where the Avengers campus.
Yeah, now I do not know where Racers is right now. They might have a floating kiosk thing too. I'm not positive right now.
So there's obviously.
Yeah. They used to have a kiosk right there on the right across from Flo's, looking at Racers. The little rest area looks like a rest area.
Oh yeah.
That's where
they
have the fast pass.
That's right. So there are other places. I think Tomorrowland was the most obvious because there's 3 attractions that were already using fast passes, and it's one of the only lands that actually has 3 attractions. I think that was using fast passes. Is it the only land?
Yes, because they took out Autopia.
Oh, Autopia had fast passes?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. It was over there. Yeah. So So yeah, it was obvious. It was the most obvious, but we'll just have to see how that goes. And if it doesn't open on October 15th, it wasn't our fault.
Yeah, not
You
this
could
time.
actually blame Laughing Place.
Well, there's everyone's reporting on it.
Well, even OC Disney credited Laughing Place with the date of.
Okay,
the
because I got
15th.
Inside the Magic.
I don't know.
Also,
I don't know who they credited with the date, but or maybe they didn't have the date.
well, they should credit me because I'm the one that said it last year.
Yes. So all this time, if you guys haven't gone over to Downtown Disney and checked out the Void, all this time they've been having the Star Wars one and the Wreck-It Ralph one. Even though I was really surprised that they've left the Ralph one there all this time. I thought they would have just had the Star Wars. They obviously thought they was doing really well, but well, we're finally going to be getting a replacement for one, if not both of them. Coming to the Downtown Disney Void VR location on October 18th and other VR Void locations. If you can find out that yourself, I'm not going to go through all of them. I know one of them was Vegas, though. But the other Voids, they will be coming what's called Avengers Damage Control. It's an all-new virtual reality adventure from Marvel and ILM X Lab. I believe that this is also going to be translated to the, since it is from ILM X Lab, I think it is also going to be going on to that same system that Vader game is on, or did I misunderstand that? I don't know. For sure it's going to be going to the Void. Maybe it's just it happens to be made by the same people who did that the Darth Vader game. But
the world is evolving. Wakanda is looking for the most qualified recruits. To test my latest prototype design. The time is now. We need you. Are you ready? Let's get you suited up.
sounds like shit. That's not my fault. I blame Shuri. So obviously you can hear in that trailer that the suit or whatever it is you're supposed to be testing out was designed by Shuri from Black Panther. They're from Wakanda, and it'd be interesting to find out later whether this has any kind of connection to the ride in Phase 2.
Oh,
because you're going to be getting, and you're supposed to have some sort of suit or something in that,
right?
That they've talked about for that Wakanda attraction, and that you're going to go over to Wakanda and fight. So I wonder if this has some sort of maybe some story elements or some kind of connection to that. I'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But it sounds interesting. I still never got over there and checked out the Star Wars one. But I'm sure Dan will go for sure. You still have your free ticket that you got. Now Miles has a big decision to make.
Yeah, it's going to be up to him which one we do.
Before he only had 2 to choose from.
Well, I'm sure Star Wars is going to be Star Wars.
Now,
but now we don't know.
He has 3 to choose from because either he wants either Star Wars or Ralph between now and when this opens, and then when this one opens, we don't know whether it's going to replace one or both of those. So
right, because we looked on the schedule, and right now the only schedule for Ralph was on October 13th.
And then you said Star Wars was still showing till the 16th.
Yeah.
So that doesn't bode well for either one of them. It could mean that because it wasn't when Star Wars was in there originally; it was by itself.
Yes.
So then Ralph came in.
And I think Ralph was like mornings or something.
Yeah, it was sharing also.
Something
I
like
think
that.
it was sharing. So we don't know if this will take over the whole thing or whether it'll just be half and they'll still have Star Wars in there. We'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, he's going to have to make a decision really fast because if he does want Star Wars or Ralph, you guys should do that before just in case. But at least now he has another one to choose from, so good luck. But tickets are now on sale. I don't know if you had posted any links or anything to that. He can find a link and
I did.
Post the link to get the tickets on social medias, probably the Facebook group. Go check that out. Facebook page. So cool.
All right, so I have an addendum to the Fastpass.
Uh-oh.
It says here, for guests who do not have access to or choose not to use the Disneyland app, they will have the option to take a photo of the Tomorrowland Fastpass kiosk touchscreen with their phone to retain proof of the return time to the 3 attractions.
What if they have just like a Zach Morris phone? What if it's like some old boomers?
If you could,
who don't believe in technology, they're like, goddamn millennials and their technology. We don't hear this shit. Well, then you can stay in line, you old hags.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Hey, Anthony, did you hear that a brand new Skyliner opened up over there in Walt Disney World?
Yeah, so so it turns out that it actually does have air conditioning. It has a natural air conditioning, which is still air conditioning no matter how you look at it, because the vehicle's moving, coupled with vents in the cabin. Have a nice natural airflow going through as long as the vehicles are moving at their standard brisk pace, and that's
as long as they're moving,
moving and not crashed into each other.
So
or stuck high above the
So yeah, they had a kerfuffle.
Yes, it appears that they had a kerfuffle. All of those people who were already hating on the Skyliner for absolutely no reason. Now have even more ammunition to throw at the Skyliner. They had some sort of issue where they had a backup of some sort, which one would presume is shouldn't be allowed to happen because most of those, because that would seem to indicate that those the Skyliner vehicles, rather than being on a fixed interval, are free.
Oh, okay.
On the cable.
Right.
As opposed to being a fixed interval, which, like the old, the Disneyland or anywhere else that has the buckets. SeaWorld, or anywhere else that has them, where, you get off and you have to get off while it's, moving, obviously, which you still have to do because I've seen video of people getting on them and you can see that they're moving and you still have to get on them while they're moving.
Well, I saw that they actually have an ADA one for wheelchairs and disabled and everything. And that one actually, it's kind of like Space Mountain, pulls off to the side and you can load. And then it makes sense what you're saying because now they load them. And once they load them, they can push them up onto the line. So that makes sense.
Right. So obviously, though, that brings into a problem. And I don't know what how they're going to address the problem or if is the ride still closed down?
It is still closed. I heard it was people said they were moving. The buckets weren't moving or the gondolas, but they said that was just testing.
But getting back to what happened, basically, and this was in the evening, which I think is what made things even worse, was that they had a backup where basically I think 3 or 4 buckets crashed into each other at one of the stations, which then presumably caused the whole system to shut down and lose power because they were reporting that there was a loss of power. Because then other stupid people were like, it didn't lose power, there was a crash. Well, yeah, it lost power because there was a crash, you stupid idiot. So the whole thing basically went into probably a safe mode.
Right.
And shut down the whole entire thing. Problem being, obviously, that this thing goes around quite a ways. And that there were people in all of those buckets, which then all had to be evacuated by the fire department and whoever else. I presume that they had to go around and evacuate every single bucket individually.
Yes.
That there may have been, I don't know if the time of day it was or if the day it was may have there been empty buckets, but I mean, you would presume something like that just opened that there would be full of people.
Yeah.
So I mean, however many buckets that is, I mean that's a long route. It's a big thing. So yeah, you just imagine being stuck up there. Then they were telling people after a certain amount of time being up there, feel free to reach underneath the seat and use the emergency kit, which apparently is under the seats. And that I guess there was water in there and stuff that they were saying basically if you get thirsty you can go ahead and drink it, and then presumably after you drink it then you can pee into it.
Did you have to
because
did you have to use your credit card to take it out?
No, as far as I know, they didn't, because then some people were making some jokes because apparently just last week our obviously I say this in jest, our buddy Tom Corliss with Walt Disney World News Today, who we absolutely despise that page and that person, had just done a article last week for his rag where he took out the emergency kit and he proceeded to go through the whole entire emergency kit and itemize it and then put it back together, presumably how it was, quote unquote. So people were making jokes about that they hoped that nobody got that cabin because just in case there was anything missing from when he put it back together. So there was a lot of jokes at his expense, which I always enjoy. So yeah, when lack of air conditioning is the least of your worries.
So they were up there for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
I don't know how many urination or
that's what I was thinking.
Bathroom problems might have.
How many bottles did you get? And
where did it all go?
I don't know.
Did they just like, I'm above the swamp, I guess I'm just gonna pee out? You can't, because there's no windows.
Oh.
There's no windows and no doors.
So yeah, and they people were saying something that Disney was giving them a choice to some kind of compensation for their time. I don't know. Did you read what that was?
I didn't see that.
No, I didn't either.
I can imagine though.
They were basically saying that you can choose to take this, maybe this, blah 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 blah, whatever it was. Basically one of those things so they don't sue them. I'm not sure. Well, you can sue anyone for anybody, or you can sue anybody for anything nowadays. So I don't know what kind of case they would have about suing people or suing Disney.
I mean, obviously Disney has disclaimers. The problem is that the Skyliner is not within the theme parks, and you haven't already bought a ticket or anything, because when you buy a ticket, you're subject to everything that it says on the back of the ticket, which is all the disclaimers. But the Skyliner is not within the parks. It is outside the parks within the resort, where you may not necessarily have bought a ticket or done anything where you have a disclaimer, so you may not necessarily be subject to the same things that a ticket holder would have, because then you would have already signed off on all those things by becoming a ticket holder. But so there may be a lot of different legal loopholes that people may be able to actually sue over this because of the fact that they didn't purchase a ticket to get on it. Because I assume it's just free. Or do you actually have to be like a resident or like stay in the hotel to get on it? I don't think so, because people I've seen on Twitter or people I've seen on Facebook, like other people have gotten on it, I assume without necessarily staying at one of the resorts. I don't know. If anybody has any information about whether you need anything to have any kind of proof of anything to get on the Skyliner, email us, mousepire@gmail.com. All right. The Rock says you better know your role,
Draboni,
and watch everything that he puts out. Because, if it's not one movie, it's another. If it's not Ballers, it's Jungle Book. And if it's not Jungle Book, The Rock is teaming with Danny Garcia and Brian Volk-Weiss of Toys That Made Us on Netflix to make a new Disney Plus docuseries called Behind the Attraction. The series will take viewers inside the history of how popular Disney attractions and destinations came to be, how they have changed over time, and how fans continue to obsess over them. The series will feature interviews with fans as well as Disney Imagineers and other people behind the scenes. Disney Plus has already ordered 10 one-hour episodes. Now, I don't know who Danny Garcia is. Obviously, everybody knows who Dwayne Johnson is. As I said, if you're not familiar with the name Brian Volk-Weiss, you may have heard of the Netflix series The Toys That Made Us. He is the creative mind behind that documentary. And I think that he's been having a lot of issues getting out his next season of that show due to legal issues, I think, with some of the properties that he are in the next season. I blame Vince McMahon because WWE toys are supposed to be part of the next thing. I blame him just because it's easy. I don't know. Maybe he can get together with The Rock and talk to Vince.
There you go.
Maybe that's why. The one of the production companies for this is one of the same production companies with that also does the Toys That Made Us with Volk-Weiss. So so I find it very interesting. The Vice President of Original Unscripted Content for Disney Plus. That's a name. That's a title. Dan Silver called Behind the Attraction the quintessential Disney Plus project. Best-in-class storytellers collaborating across multiple Disney units to mine and pull back the curtain on our rich Disney history. So that's going to be very interesting. I like behind-the-scenes stuff. There hasn't been definitely nearly enough behind the scenes on attractions. This being done by Disney themselves, and I think is going to. And in the long run, this you can almost guarantee that this is going to be timed with press stuff. For there's no coincidence that The Rock is part of this, being that he is coming up in a movie based on a Disney attraction,
right?
As in the Jungle Cruise. So I think there's going to be a lot of cross promotion probably between this, and you may even there may even be some segments of having to do with Jungle Cruise, and you can almost guarantee that there's going to be a Jungle Cruise episode.
Yep.
So very interesting. Very interesting that of how Brian Volk-Weiss factors into it. Maybe just his maybe they like his documentary style. I don't see his experience with all the doing the history of toys and stuff would have any bearing on it. So it may be just his they like his documentary style. So it'll be very interesting. That is a great show. If you guys have not seen The Toys Are Made Us, you should definitely check that out on Netflix. It doesn't say whether it's not going to be on there when Disney Plus launches, but it doesn't say that it will. So
stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. They just say that it's right up there. They consider it right up there with a couple of the other unscripted shows that they have coming, including The World According to Jeff Goldblum, which is with National Geographic, and of course the Encore, which is executive produced by Kristen Bell, and then of course the whatever the hell the unscripted Muppet series will be about.
I think that Encore came on ABC once, or an NBC. One of those. I'm going to say ABC.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like one of those little specials.
Did Kristen Bell have something to do with it then?
Who?
Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's something they've already done then.
Yeah, I seen it. I remember seeing it, and I thought it was going to be a series, and then I didn't see anything about it again.
Well, it is now.
Yeah, I know. When I was there at the Disney Plus panel,
right.
They talked about that. I'm like thinking to myself, did I not already see this before? So yeah, that's pretty cool.
The other production company involved with this project is $7, which basically does. I don't know if The Rock, if Dwayne Johnson actually runs it, but they did produce Hobbs and Shaw, Jumanji, Rampage, and also Ballers.
Oh.
So whether or not he is directly involved with them, they're involved with him.
There you go.
So, once again, very excited. I love anything that has to do with the Disney attractions and history thereof. All right, so a little while back, I think we told you guys that the next ABC Live musical was going to be Little Mermaid Live, which will be coming up whenever that is, November 5th on ABC. I believe we had revealed that Ali Carvalho, because that's right, I had to remember how to say her name again. Of course, of Moana fame, had been cast as Ariel, and that Queen Latifah had been cast as Ursula. We got a little short video now revealing the rest of the cast and just basically letting us know when it's going to be. I believe it had already been announced, but the Shaggy is going to play Sebastian.
Right.
I don't know who Shaggy is, but I know he's a person. I've heard of him.
Shaggy.
John Stamos is going to be playing Chef Louis, so that's interesting. Is he going to sing? Is he going to sing Les Poissons? That's all I want to know. And then appearing as the probably one of the most least liked Disney princes, Prince Eric, will be played by some guy that I've never heard of named Graham Phillips. Do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar.
Can you look him up?
It wasn't me, though.
I assume he knows how to sing or something, but I don't know. We already know that Ali Carvalho and Queen Latifah know how to sing. I can't speak for John Stamos. No, I think we've heard him sing before or something. I don't know. And Shaggy knows how to sing.
Yeah, because it wasn't him. You remember the song?
Oh, no. What song?
It wasn't me.
Oh, that's the name of the song?
Yeah.
From Shaggy?
And Mr. Bombastic.
Oh, that song I know. Okay.
You know, you know it wasn't me.
Sure.
When he got caught cheating, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
Graham Phillips. He was one of the kids in Evan Almighty. He was in The Good Wife. He's basically a young actor. He's like 26 right now.
So in other words, he's way too old for Ali Carvalho.
Yes.
Eric was one of the creepier princes. So. Anyways, so that'll be coming on November 5th. Mark your calendars for that. Good luck at, I don't think any of these TV musicals are, some of them have been hit or miss, and none of them will be as good as Jesus Christ Superstar Live. So, I'll fight you on that.
I'll fight you on that.
I'll fight you on that. Hey, all right. So, we apparently forgot to mention it last week, but there was, of course, the big news that I told you so. That Spider-Man's back. He's not in bed. He's back. Spider-Man is back in the New York Groove.
Is he back again?
See, if anybody's back, no. If anybody's back in the New York Groove, it's definitely Spider-Man. And that guy owes me money. Not Spider-Man, the guy who sang the song. So Spider-Man has temporarily or whatever, they have signed a deal between Disney and Sony for Spider-Man to be in at least 2 more, I believe, movies that are produced by Feige and the MCU, and then also I believe is 1 more movie and then 2 more cameos, or 2 movies and 2 cameos, or 2 cameos, 2 movies, and a milkshake. I don't know.
And a cup.
In a cup. So I don't know, but we're definitely getting Spider-Man back for at least a little while longer, or at least we're getting Spider-Man back to long enough to write him off and kill him.
Oh.
So
wait a minute.
I don't know. I don't know. Because if there's any chance that they think that Sony's going to play hardball after this deal and that they're not going to get them back, then the next best thing would be at least this way you have a chance to write them out of of the whole series.
Dang.
And you could even it's not that hard. You just introduce Miles or any of the other number of different spider people to replace him. It's no big deal. You just don't have Peter Parker, but if you could bring in Miles Morales, who already has technically been set up for in Homecoming, because the one guy mentions his nephew Miles. So he's already been set up technically. So there's that. There's you can bring in Spider-Gwen or any other number of different spider people that could take the place of Spider-Man. We'll just have to see what happens. For now, Spider-Man's back, and we'll see if he's better than ever. As long as they keep him away from Venom, I guess. So, cool. Ramping up to the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, we have super strong rumors suggesting that next Monday, on Monday Night Football, we will get the next trailer, which is always the big one that we always anticipate. A few years ago for Phantom Menace, not Phantom Menace, the hell. A few years ago for Force Awakens, of course. Famously, the trailer was on Monday Night Football. A lot of people complained, I don't want to have to watch sports, because, don't. You can just wait a minute. It'll be on freaking YouTube literally a second after. So quit your bitching. Or you could just tune into football like around 7 p.m. because that's about the time halftime is. So get over it. Stop complaining. It's a thing they do now. If I have to watch stupid political ads while I watch football, then you have to watch football to see Star Wars. So how about that? So we got strong rumors, that The Rise of Skywalker will be next Monday during Monday Night Football. It's definitely a more appropriate place. There was some rumors saying it might have been last night for Monday Night Football. Browns 49ers, I don't think so. It's definitely more likely that we'll see it next Monday because it's the Packers playing somebody.
Somebody you don't know?
I don't remember. I looked it up and I just remembered seeing it was the Packers and somebody decent, as opposed to the last couple Monday night games, which have not been too great, including last week's with your Steelers, and then this week with the 49ers just totally blowing out the Browns. Hopefully we get a good Monday Night Football next week if they do show the trailer. Presumably also with the trailer comes Rise of Skywalker tickets going on sale. So if you guys have have all your make sure you're signed into Fandango and AMC and all that. Make sure you have spaces on your A-list. Oh, okay. It's the I'm hearing in my ear that it is the Packers and the Lions. That's a great matchup. It's a great interdivisional matchup, so you always get good matchups between those two teams. There's just no reason why that shouldn't be a plus. Both teams are doing pretty good. I think they're both on top in the division or something. I don't know. Anyways, so make sure you guys have space available on your A-list. Make sure you guys have money in your accounts, that you're all signed in on your Fandangos. Let's hope we don't have any repeats of the stupidity that was trying to get Endgame tickets, and that I don't end up getting stuck not seeing in the movie until Friday or something stupid like that, because then I will have to break faces.
You gonna buy my ticket?
On A-list? I'm like, you have A-list. Why do you need me to buy you a ticket?
Because I'll forget.
Oh, okay. I'll remind you if I remember. So all of that going on, presumably next Monday. I'd say stay tuned, but we're not gonna record before then. So either just stay tuned on the Facebook or whatever, or just stay tuned on the internets, and somebody will say what's happening. In the meantime, Disney has announced that they are partnering Star Wars Rise of Skywalker with 8 major advertisers. A couple of them have already made themselves known on their own, including McDonald's, who put out a big advertisement with the McDonald's M on a star field, and just mentioning they've already revealed that they will be having kids meals and toys for Rise of Skywalker. So you can look forward to that. Some of the other advertisers are also General Mills, which of course you can expect then definitely plenty of cereal tie-ins and stuff. GE Appliances, don't ask me. I have no idea. I don't know. Bose, Dannon Yogurt, Samsung Mobile, United Airlines, and Porsche.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I don't know. They're weird. I mean, the only thing, everything is McDonald's and General Mills make perfect sense. But Porsche, United Airlines, Samsung, Bose, GE. I mean, what do they think that all Star Wars fans are like rich? Are they just like, oh, they're like all these expensive ass people like want to give, I don't know. It's for rich people. That's just as like they, when they had the the Nissan Rogue.
I was going to mention that right now. They dropped Nissan.
Yeah, because back for Rogue One, they had that big promotion with the Nissan Rogue.
Right.
So obviously they're moving up in the world and they're going for a higher target demographic. I guess going for that 1% demographic with the agreement with Porsche. We'll just have to see what the United Airlines and Samsung and yogurt and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This says that Porsche has something to do with its first fully electric car. I guess it'll be a tie-in with that. McDonald's will have 16 collectible characters.
Oh, you better get on the ball there, Dan.
I know, huh? General Mills will have codes on cereal boxes to unlock a donation from the company to Feeding America charities.
No kid hungry.
Right. So we'll just have to see how some of those go. Another advertising thing that was, I guess, not even related to that was a cookware company released a whole line of expensive ass the La Crusette collection available from November 1st. It's at La Crusette boutique stores or from Yuppie Chef, whatever the hell that is.
For yuppies.
Has come out with this whole collection of expensive ass like $200-$300 Dutch ovens and stuff, trivets and
I saw
whatever
those.
the hell a pie bird is. They have a pie bird of a porg. Apparently, a pie bird is something you stick in the middle of a pie. I've never heard of the hell of it, but yeah. So they have a lot of really cool things, but nothing anybody that is going to be able to afford. So once again, another high-end item. This is like basically just as bad as when they have a bunch of cool Star Wars stuff, or more recently, a lot of cool Snoopy stuff at Pottery Barn, because everybody knows how that Pottery Barn is too expensive. But yeah, this is like that. Just keep your eye out, because all your hopefully soon, once the trailer comes out, the Rise of Skywalker advertising campaign will hopefully go into some sort of full swing. There's a lot of people that are really concerned that think that Rise of Skywalker is not going to get a proper advertising campaign because they think that Frozen is going to take precedence over Rise of Skywalker, and that they may not even start advertising for Rise of Skywalker till we're closer to Frozen coming out. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, because that would mean that they would have to go into basically a full-blown advertising campaign for only like a month between when Frozen comes out at the end of November and then when Star Wars comes out in December. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I know a lot of people don't have a lot of faith in things that Disney does, but I still have faith in everything coming out fine.
Gotta have faith.
Yeah. All I gotta say is that Picard trailer looks shit. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. That Picard trailer looks like the shit. That's how context could change by just leaving out one word.
Big arc full of shit.
I would just like to kick off the mail real quick just by mentioning that I can't wait to see Jojo Rabbit because that shit looks funny.
Okay.
Oh, you haven't heard of that movie?
No, I haven't heard
It's
of
the one by the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok, Taika Waititi. It's the one where he plays Hitler. And the kid has like Hitler in his mind.
Oh.
No? You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay. You should look up the trailer for that because it's hilarious.
Okay. That's how we're starting the mail?
That's how we're starting the mail.
All right.
Because
Well,
that's how it's got to be.
There's one thing we didn't talk about on the podcast yet, and that's the opening of the Disney stores in Target.
Right.
And there's a reason why I didn't talk about that yet.
Because I'm sure Rachel has a comprehensive email describing it.
Oh, yes, she does. And she also sent video.
Whoa.
That's what I said when I saw the video. So, yeah, the first email is from Wreck-It Rachel, and her subject line is, Target has landed. Hey, guys, the Disney store is up. It went up yesterday, and that was on the Friday. And I went down there today to check it out. It's a very cute space. There's interactive buttons and a TV with a seating area. Oh, you can go over there and watch some TV. Maybe you can go watch Monday Night Football. And what Anthony was just talking about right now, it says right now it's a lot of Frozen stuff. It was overkill in my opinion. Lots of toys and kids' clothes and really nothing for adults. There were mugs and ornaments, but no clothes. I asked the lady working there if there was anything for adults, and she said, no, not really. The Disney executives were there yesterday, and that was the biggest feedback they were receiving from customers and employees. More adult merchandise. So we'll see what the future brings. I took some picture and some video for you to see. I really like the decor of the area. All the characters on the ceilings light up, and there's music and TV playing trailers and songs, just like the Disney stores in the mall. My final thoughts are I like the area a lot. I hope they add some stuff for me soon. It'll be fun seeing it change throughout the year. And I go to Target a lot. I'll keep you posted. That's the one in Marietta. That's where she lives closest to. And so if you guys are in that area, go check that out. I know our friend Sabrina went over there to go check it out, and that's a long ways for her to go. Yeah, you can go check out the new Disney store inside of Target in Marietta. You can also go look online to find out if there's any other Disney stores near you. I don't remember the other locations. But yeah, they opened up on Friday. It looks pretty cool. It would be nice to see if they actually listen to the feedback and get some adult clothing in there. I bet you they will. All right, well, thank you for your report, Wreck-It Rachel.
Yeah, because, I mean, but going by the pictures, it does seem very minimalistic and not at all like anything what we expected. I mean, it doesn't even come close to what I thought of it replacing a Disney store.
Right.
So from what I've seen so far, there's no danger of them closing Disney stores in favor of putting them in a Target. At least not going by what they have there. But, I mean, I assume that it's probably still a possibility at some point. But we'll just have to wait and see how that evolves.
Next email is from Dan the Mailman. And his subject line is all quiet on the West Coast. Not much going on around here. Didn't make it to the parks this weekend. Participated in homecoming activities as I stood in for parents that were unable to be there. And then went with the program to the UCLA football game on Saturday. A good time, the game well. UCLA showed up to play in the second half. Disney connection there was the old man dressed as Darth Vader trying to collect donations for something or other out in the parking lot before the game. Okay. The other Disney connection is I now own a 7-foot inflatable Jack Skellington for my porch. Hopefully return to the parks on Saturday. Dan out.
Whoa.
Now, Anthony has an addendum to his email.
Yeah, I have an addendum that was just basically that he's talked about in the past or a little while ago, but he's been trying to collect all of the, and I mean all of the Haunted Mansion Funko Pops, and he's been on a great search far and wide for all the ones that he can get, and he was very proud to show me just before we started podcasting that he had gotten the blue chrome Target exclusive hitchhiking ghosts, which I believe was the only way that you can get the hitchhiking ghost was the stupid blue chrome. I mean, if that's the only way to get them, then I applaud him for at least getting it. I've never really had any interest in those the chrome colored or not. Funko Pops, they just serve no purpose to me. I'd rather just see, just a regular old hitchhiking ghost. You got me the Leota from the parks. I think there was like three different Leota variants. I would still like to go to Box Lunch. They had the Caretaker was a Box Lunch exclusive. That one I would like to get, but yeah, this definitely Dan was very excited because it helps him, I think, come close to completing almost all of his Haunted Mansion Funko Pop collection. So he was very excited about getting that.
Coolness.
Because it's not one that most people have found in the wild at Target.
Yeah, I haven't been to Target since the last time I talked to you guys about going there. And that's kind of odd for me because I'm usually at Target a lot. So I guess I don't go as often as Rachel does. All right, well, thank you for your email there. I think I already said that. If you guys have any luck getting any Haunted Mansion merchandise from Target, or you guys want to comment on Disney stores and Target, if you guys have one or you've been there, all you have to do is email us.
mousepire@gmail.com. I also just wanted to say real fast about those is that, everybody kept talking about the Haunted Mansion end cap and the big display and everything. I still never saw that.
Yeah, my friend Sabrina, she's the one that posted it, or she did it on her stories on Instagram, and I saw it, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, because I never even saw the display. I never saw nothing for Haunted Mansion, and I've been to at least the 2 Targets in my area, and I've still never even seen a single Haunted Mansion pop there. So I don't know.
I don't either. I'm lost.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydigs.com today. Buttons by Digs, Buttons by Digs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. Hey, Anthony's back in the parks.
Yeah.
Aren't you happy?
Yeah, I better expect to see Dan and Giselle and the others there to welcome me back with open arms and all the stuff all the get-togethers and stuff I've been missing, and not you, Tim.
Well, you know that Dan will be there on Saturday, and Anthony said he plans to be there on Saturday too.
Oh, did Dan say he was going to be there Saturday?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I wasn't listening.
All right, Tim. So anyway, yeah. So possible they'll be in the parks on Saturday. I might be there. I'm not sure yet. I haven't checked that far into the future on my schedule yet. All I know is I have to be at the doctor's tomorrow.
Okay, check your Rolodex.
I have to check that after my appointment with the doctor tomorrow. And yeah, other than that, what else is going on? Oh yeah, that what do you call it? Mickey's Fantastic Cavalcade of Stars is back.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, until whenever, November 8th or whatever.
When did that start?
Started on the 1st
Okay.
after Main Street left.
Right.
And yeah, and don't forget you have all the Halloween food spectacular going on. So go try all those treats.
And also don't forget, just going through and looking at the different things to try food, that all of the Haunted Mansion 50th food and some merchandise is even still available in the parks. So if you guys haven't tried any of that stuff or wanted to, make sure you guys go check that out. Also, if there's any Triple Force Friday, such as there was. In other words, if you wanted a Spirit jersey, I don't know if they're still available, but if you were interested, you should go get one.
He endorses the Spirit jersey.
I endorse the Spirit.
And the Force.
Sure. And the Force Spirits.
There you go.
Yes.
With the Force goes.
Yes.
Hey, don't forget, you can go over to Downtown Disney and have some fat time there. They have the food trucks going on. You can go to Earl's Sandwich. You go to Taqueria. Or hit up some of the restaurants over there, like the Jazz Kitchen and Tortilla Joe's.
Yeah, whatnot.
Yeah, hey, don't forget you can go to Splitsville and get your bowling on, and you also have some fat time there. And what else do we have?
Just speaking of Downtown Disney, if you guys are interested in the upcoming Marvel Avengers thing at the Void, that tickets are on sale for that. And as we said, that starts on October 18th.
Yes.
Friday, October 18th. And then also don't forget that the new Fastpass thing in Tomorrowland allegedly opens a week from today. So next Tuesday, the 15th. Anything else, of course, you guys can check out on our social media pages. We are, of course, MousePIRE on Facebook, at MousePIRE on Twitter and Instagram. And you can get around to the Snapchats. You didn't even do any Snapchats after I told you better do some Snapchats when we were there on Friday. Huh?
Did you remind me?
Nope, I sure didn't. But
hey,
go. I did remind you on Tuesday. So I'm reminding you now, do some Snapchats. Don't forget. That's all.
You can follow me on Instagram at Blue1313. Also follow Buttons by Diggs on Instagram. There you'll see your Buttons orders going out. Hey, you can support the podcast by going over to dgpclothing.com. Get your MousePIRE gear. Order your own special gear. You can also get some Halloween annual pass holder decals for your car or regular decals. I can make your own decal. You can put your name on there. You can put Rantman. Hey, you can put hashtag Rantman. If you want that decal, let me know. Order it there. You can also support the podcast by going over to patreon.com/mousepire. Don't forget, you can listen to the podcast on the YouTubes and on radio.com. There you go. Hey, don't forget to follow Dan on Instagram at Dan's Disney Adventure. And you can keep up with Miles when he gets back to the park at Miles Around the Park.
And until next time, remember, enjoyment is in the eye of the beholder. Unfortunately, there's too many who choose to be blind. So for Diane Carroll, Rip Taylor, and Karen Pendleton, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Diggs.
Bye.
Well, you want the bad news or the really bad news?
How rude!
This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of MousePIRE.com.
All right, so, excuse me. Well, we're finally going to be getting a replacement for one, if not both of them, coming on